I am DYANAROZAY, and I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. If you are not a subscriber, please become one. Hit that notification bell too, that way you don't miss any of my videos. I go by DYANAROZAY on all platforms, and I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. What's up, buttercups? Oh my God, what is happening? What in the hell is going on? Okay, I don't even smoke, but today, child, I'm gonna need the entire pack lit up. Okay, I need the whole pack of cigarettes. What the fuck is going on? What is going on? Everybody take the poll, please. Take the poll at the top of the chat. We have just gotten hit with the whammy, okay? Listen, I had dropped some tea off in my back room earlier this morning. If you are a member, I looked and see, I think all of y'all saw it, child. But I dropped some tea off in the back room, and I said that this shit, and Tisha actually said it. I mean, I had knew, but she said it too. She said that shit that Martell was saying on Saturday, he was trying to hurt them, their reputation, create this story. Now, she ended up giving us some tea that we did not get, okay? Y'all like my photo? We got some tea that we did not get on the show, and I'm going to play it, and we are going to talk about it, okay? Martell is somewhere punching the air like Cuba Gooding Jr., okay, trying to get his bearings. But right now, dude is down bad. He is down bad. There has been a whole lot of conversation happening about him. I told you guys that I had reached out to someone about his upcoming court case. I have some tea on that. Woo! Lord, 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 Lord. Have y'all hit my like button yet? Have y'all hit my like button? Let me see. Nope. Nope. I need y'all to hit the like button, please, and thank you. Hit the like button. Okay? Come on, come on, come on. Hit the likes so we can get it started. Hit the likes. Let's see. Love Jazz is laughing. This is hilarious. Child, we have a lot going on. Come on, keep hitting the like. Y'all can do better than that. Y'all can do better than that. At least 40. Y'all just being lazy at the moment, okay? Hit the like button. Come on in. Come on in. So look, Tisha actually said, I'm taking the gloves off. She said there was a whole lot said in that scene. It was cut, chopped, and diced. What's up, Lady D Keys? Anyone that you see with a wrench behind their name, they are our moderators. They're here to make sure you have a good time in the chat, okay? She said that the scene was cut, sliced, and diced, that Martell was throwing out what he called receipts, and that Marsau ended up throwing out some receipts of his own. So I said, listen, they were trying to punch at each other's insecurities. We saw Martell call Marsau ugly, said that he was fat, said he was the bottom of the barrel. And apparently, while all that was going on, Marsau was, I guess, saying names of guys Martell used to be with, allegedly. Okay, so while he's doing all those insults, Marsau is like, well, what about Frank? Okay. What about Jeff? What about whoever? Martell, okay? There's so many Mars over there. What about them? Come on in, come on in. It just got a sound like a real raggedy ass attack. Already hit the like button, watching from my phone and television. Okay, I appreciate you. There is some people that still out here just being real nasty and stingy about hitting the like button. But I see that some of y'all have voted. Some of you guys did vote. So basically what happened is Tisha said, listen, Martell has slept with men. Carlos King tried to slow her down and said, allegedly. We don't want to put that out there. And she said, no, allegedly. That is a fact, basically. She said that He had several boyfriends in college, is what she said. Okay. So she was putting the business out there. She had a lot to say. Carlos ended up asking her some questions, tried to ask some questions that the audience, I guess, was interested in or wanted to know. So we're going to talk about it a little bit. But Tisha said that people have been coming for her since season 1B. 1B, she talked about Alonda. She talked about the 20 women comment. She talked about what else? Just the health of her marriage, period. She said that she has been in therapy with everything that has gone down on the show. And she said that Alonda was, which they already talked about that, I think, sixth season reunion. They discussed the bringing on Alonda, and she said that that was a lie too, and that Alonda ended up coming to her and sharing that story. Now that is something that Martell still tried to put out there. Martell said, whether you believe it or not, I'm just giving you guys a little bit of what she said, okay? The bottom line is she said it's a lie. She said that it was set up. I guess she was saying through Melody and Martell. Martell kept that story going on Saturday's episode. Y'all saw that. They bleeped out her name, but he was definitely saying Marsau was in a relationship with this woman for 2 or 3 years, and that Tisha was the one who was telling her what to say. So that was still a conversation. It's getting nasty. Yes, definitely. It's definitely getting nasty. It's definitely getting nasty. So listen, let's listen to what happened. I have watched this show maybe from beginning to end, maybe 3 times, okay? Because typically when big news like this come out, I'll just go back and watch, because there's so much that happens on this show that is left as like a cliffhanger, and we never get back to it until seasons later. But right now, what I can tell y'all is, I know there's all this stuff about who's going to leave the show. Is the show going to stay? Who's going to quit? All that stuff. Tisha says she's not quitting. Okay. She says she is here. She says she is here. She's gone through a lot of shit. She said at the end of the day, I was put here for a reason, so I'm a ride it out. And she's riding it out with Marsau, is how she made it seem. She was asked if any woman has ever approached her to say, listen, I have been with Marsau. I've been with them. Has anybody called her, DM'd her, approached her in person? I'm going to get to all of that. Okay, so I want y'all to tell me what y'all think in these comments. What's up, Clone in the house? What's up, Clone in the house? So yeah, let's start from the beginning, child. This is what she said when she first came on. I did speed it up a little bit, but let's go.
So yes, I'm married to a Libra. But no, for so long, I've been like the quiet person. Like, I don't like to talk about what we're doing. I don't like to talk about things, but I'm on reality TV. And what I realized is that not talking about it allow people to think other things. So I just want the world to know that it's not all about being rich, financially rich, Thank Kingdom Reign for that part of things. And my hardworking man. But
okay, so that's what the other thing I wanted to say. She's also telling people that she is rich, okay? They talked a little bit about, they didn't give numbers, but they talked about the salary. And she said that Kingdom Reign pays them well. So Kingdom Reign / whatever. I don't know if they switched who gets paid by who now. I don't know if OWN is still paying them or if Kingdom Reign now pays them. But she said Kingdom Reign pays her well. So
it's about being rich.
I pay people. Shut up.
You pay us. That ain't our problem. So with every problem, we ain't got them problems, y'all. We ain't got them problems. But hey. But no.
Well, Carlos just clarified. He said, I don't pay people. It's the network, but go ahead. So he did say the network, so OWN is still paying them. This is the second time Carlos made a point of talking about their salary. Yeah, he's going to talk about it as many times as it takes, child, because he has a reputation of not paying people. But it was actually her. It was actually Tisha who brought it up. So look, people, y'all know how people are. They want to get vindicated, okay? Let me see. Hold on.
real, it's about being rich in love, rich in family, rich in friendship, rich in health. Like, thank God for health nowadays. Just rich in life and living it. That's what I'm on.
Listen, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. The thing is this. You did a post yesterday.
Yes.
And let's just get right into the scene. Let's get into the group scene first.
Okay.
So you guys are at Destiny's event. Hey, Tisha! Tisha, do me and the Raindrops and the T Squad.
No.
Can you please tell us what Destiny had this past Saturday?
A shit show. That's what it was. A hot mess. It was hot as heck out there. She had us playing musical chairs, tag, the rope thing, and she knew what was going down. That's the thing. She didn't give me a heads up, but it's all good.
Okay, stopping just to read your comments. Yvette said, hello, Diana, and everyone from Connecticut. I just might give Tisha another chance because she was getting on my nerves, but I see her point. Martell is a piece of garbage. So if you guys did have an opportunity to hear Tisha over there on Carlos King's channel already, and if what she said made you think, I don't know, a little differently about her, maybe you see her point now, put a 2 in the chat. And if you think Tisha's still the same old Tisha, put a 4 in the chat, okay? Let's start there. Put a 2 in the chat if you think that Tisha said something that made you feel differently about her, and like, you know, you didn't like her before and now you're like, she's made some points. Or if you're like, nope, I still don't like her. I still think, you know, that she's whatever it is that you think about her. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but if you think it, go ahead and put it in the chat. 2, feel differently, like her. 4, nuh-uh. Didn't change a thing for me. Rosalind said she is here, but she lives in her own world. And she admitted that it was truth. She is a liar. And anyone has been with her husband. Hold on. Okay, I'm not sure what you were trying to say. I'm gotta look at that again. Let me see. So most people are saying 4, that it has not changed their opinion of Tisha at all. Not changed their opinion of Tisha at all. Okay.
Do you like what I call the event? Are you cool with that?
It is what it is.
Okay. I want to make sure. I love it.
No. I'm fine with it. I don't feel no type of way when you say it. I'm like, hey,
it's all wrong for you, and I want you to own it.
I do. Yeah, I do.
Good. But you can't say event right now.
Well, we're gonna have an event.
So let me do another poll. If you are married and you are in this chat, if you're married, I want you to put a 3 in the chat if you're married. If you are not married, put a 5 in the chat. If you're married, put a 3 in the chat. If you're not married, put a 5 in the chat. Let's start there first. I have a different question. I want to know if I understand it. So 1, 2, 3, mostly threes. She is unhappy. She is aware of what's going on. Okay. So for those of you who are married, has another woman ever came to you, or anybody, doesn't matter if it's another woman, has anyone ever said to you that your spouse is cheating? Has anyone ever said to you, of the people that said 3, that your spouse is cheating, and if so, how did you respond to it? Did you believe them right away? Maybe I should put that as a poll question. So right now, the current poll question, so sorry about that. We're going to change the poll question. Right now I put, was Tisha wrong for telling Martell's alleged history with men? And 65% of you said no, he deserved it. So 65% of you were on Tisha's side in this poll, saying no, Martell was absolutely wrong and that he deserved it. Now I'm going to put up another poll, and this is for the married people, okay? Start a poll. You are living your married life, okay? You're living your married life. You are a housewife or whatever you do. You don't have to be a housewife. You could be, working home. Both of you work out of the home. You're taking care of your kids. You believe that everything in your life is normal. You believe everything in your life is normal. Someone tells you, they don't show you proof. They don't give you pictures. They don't tell you, they saw the mole on his ass. They don't tell you anything like that. They just say, hey, I have some information that your husband is cheating, and this is the person that they're cheating with, okay? They give you the name and just say that. Do you, now that's the question. I'm gonna put it in the chat. I'm gonna put it up as a poll. Do you Okay, I gave you two options. So if you're married, put it in the chat right now. Will you leave your husband if you were told that he was cheating multiple times, but you don't have real proof, okay? And the options are yes, because I've been told too many times, or no, I will not blow my life up for strangers. Ooh, you guys are answering the question. It looked like everybody answered the question. So right now, put it in the chat. I would prefer if you were married, because sometimes when you're not married, you just think you don't understand all the stuff that's connected to marriage. Marriage really is an institution. You got kids, you got a home, you got, investments, you got a whole lot of shit connected to it. So yes or no, do you blow up your whole life if someone keeps coming to you and saying, listen, your husband's cheating, or do you just kind of deal with it until you can figure the shit out? I mean, maybe he is cheating, you know what I'm saying? But how do you handle it? So right now, 74% of you are saying, I would not do it. Okay. So I'm just curious, because so many people keep saying for her to leave, but if she's saying she doesn't have the proof, how do you do it? I mean, you can still do it, but most people will call you stupid. Let's see. My thing is, why would Carlos cut that part? He could have bleeped the names and we could have heard Marsau respond with allegations. He's always cut the good shit. I think if he would have cut it, we still wouldn't have understood any of it. We probably wouldn't have understood any of it. But it doesn't matter. I mean, this is what these parts are for, to tell us the behind the scenes tea. So, okay. So I'm trying to see if anyone has ever had that experience. I've been married twice, and I never had a woman come up to me on either marriage and say that. Okay. So the way we even thought Marsau or Maurice were cheating in the first place is because we heard that Martell make the 20 women comment. That's the first time we heard it. But the majority of you are saying that you wouldn't do it. The majority of you are saying that you wouldn't do it. If you've been with him a long time and you know that man and you know what's truth and false, that's the fact, okay? I'm not doing anything without proof. You don't ever have to tell a woman when her man or husband is cheating, because she may already know, right? I'm hiring a private detective first. She may have. Really, it doesn't take too many rumors because intuition will kick in. This person is saying yes because I know his ways and it will give you PTSD, and my peace of mind comes first before money. That's just me. So Rosalind is saying that she would leave her husband if she had multiple reports that her husband was cheating, but no proof. That is what Rosalind is saying. Okay, that's different. But that's, that's true too. That's real life for people. I don't think anyone should tell Tisha what to do. And I agree. So let me also just preface this with, I'm not telling Tisha to leave her husband. That has always been my position since the day I started reviewing this show. I don't put people together. I don't take them apart. But I am asking you guys because so many people have really strong opinions about Tisha leaving and saying, she's dumb for staying. But considering at least 3 or 4 women have come out on Martell, right? There was that girl who was like a dancer or something. She went over to I think she even talked to Melody about it. But there's been a whole bunch of people that's come out and said, certain things about Martell. And we have not gotten that same thing from Marsau or Maurice. I want to know 2 things. Did Melody not hear some of the rumors about Martell? Also, why not tell Melody that he was showing pics and videos of her to everyone? That's dirty for her not to say anything. Did Melody say that nobody ever told her? Because I heard Melody say that she heard about the video before. Like she knows the video existed because she was in it. And she said that was something she consented to. But I've also heard her say that I heard that he was, had a plot out for me. I heard her say that. But if you guys have heard Melody say that nobody's told her that it was a complete shock, let me know in the chat because maybe I'm wrong. But you don't know who told her or who didn't tell her at this point. You know your spouse's energy, whether or not they brought women. Okay, so for the most part, everybody is on the side of Tisha in regards to they would not blow up their entire life for someone else's rumor. Because at the end of the day, especially in this Love and Marriage Huntsville sector, there are so many rumors about all of them, every single member of the cast. And if people knew the names of production, people were throwing things on Marcus' head, and I don't even know the guy's name, Marcus Blackburn or something. People have been talking about him. There's so many people that get slammed with rumor and screamed on and all that shit. So it happens all the time. Many divorced people say in hindsight, they wish that they could have made it work. I think for me, I need to have 0 doubt that there's infidelity for me to leave. Okay, so again, most of you are actually on Tisha's side, even though you don't like to be on Tisha's side. The majority of you who have voted are on Tisha's side. Okay, so let's listen to the rest.
You know I have a problem with I'll text you, Carlos, and let you know. So
I know. I love when my girls call me personally and tell me their issue versus doing it other ways. Anyways, I want to get into
that was definitely a hit at So Gucci.
The scene where Martell is coming for your husband, right? Mm-hmm. Once again, it's the accusations of 19 women. Martell 20. Did go get hit. Sorry, 20 women. My bad. You're right. I got the wrong number. I missed one. I got to carry the one. So it's 20 women's, okay? Mm-hmm. And he went to grab his phone. He wanted to show proof. And he also accused you of sleeping with his boy. I want you to be able to clear the air about that. Because he said that you slept with one of his homeboy, and he made it seem like it happened while you were married. I want you to have the opportunity to clear all that up.
Yeah, one thing we know about Martell is Martell's a liar. We have seen that and known that over the past 5-6 years on the show. So Martell runs out to the car to get his phone, and I'm like, hey, let's see what's on your phone. You ran out there to go get it. Let's see what's on it, because you have claimed that my husband and I have experienced something that we have not experienced. And so since you keep saying, you keep playing with the fans' mind and tell them, hey, I got proof, show your proof. At the reunion season 2, when I was like, okay, Martell, what's your proof? He's like, you know, I'm just playing. I ain't got no proof. So at this time, it's like, 6 years in, I'm like, I'm tired of it. Show what you got in your phone. You're always running out to get something, and when you come back, you don't show nothing. So I wanted him to show what he had in his phone, which, again, he didn't show anything because he does not have anything. And I've told people this over and over again. Martell is the type of person, if he had anything, he would have been released it a long time ago. He's been showing people.
Okay, I want to say that I believe that that's true too. I think that if Martell did have proof, that he would have released it a long time ago. Even with, now here's the thing. I know that I've heard Melody say Alonda more than once. I know that I've heard Martell say it more than once. Tisha is right now saying she came onto the show thinking that her marriage was fine and that she was not aware of any cheating until they had brought Alonda's name up. This is what she's saying in this clip, that she had never experienced cheating before. And we do remember the scene on the show where she was saying that to Melody. I've never experienced cheating before. My aunties have had long marriages, no infidelity. And Melody was laughing at her. Then Melody turned her back from the camera and started snickering like, this bitch is lying. Okay. So the audience, us, the viewers, we immediately could see that, you know, there is a difference of opinion here. And if you were on Melody's side or you like Melody, then of course you went with it. I went with it for that reason. I also went with it because when I saw that Marsau was like hell bent on keeping Tisha working inside the house, I literally just said in my review, Marsau does not want Tisha outside because he's outside. I remember saying it like, this is not connecting for me. But she was like hell bent on saying no. That still wasn't the case. Let's see. If Tisha says Martell wants Marsau, then she is saying Marsau is on the DL also. Okay. I bet Marsau is around or texting her during this interview. This is so messy. I wouldn't have spoken on this. It's embarrassing. And she just said it. And she just said it was in college. She did. She said it was in college, and so did Martell. He said it was he said it was in college as well. They all said it was in college on the show. But at the end of the day, y'all, this is how this shit works, especially on reality TV. Someone embarrasses the hell out of you on national TV, and then people all over the world can watch it and rewind it. And maybe I want to watch it again next year or next month. This is going to happen forever. This image, this conversation will always be. What is being played out on this YouTube channel, though, it's going to die down after a while. Very few people, if any, will come back to look at it 6 months from now or a year from now. Okay, but that TV show, everyone will look at.
Stuff on his phone forever. Like the whole revenge porn thing, that did happen. That is a true thing that really happened. And not only have he shown people stuff in his phone of his ex-wife, he's also shown people stuff in his phone with his baby mother. Like, she needs to check on that too. He's shown the boys pictures of her dancing in the closet, shaking after he paid for some type of procedure she had. So he's known for that. So my thing is, Martell, show it. And then his thing is, he's like, well, you know, you've been with my homeboy. I'm like, dude, that was in 2001. How is that even relevant? Like, I talked to one of his friends, which is really not his friend, it's just somebody local. That's why college girls don't fool with the local people. Keep it on campus.
Okay, so I do remember this conversation. I'm putting this back up here because after I told y'all on Sunday, what did Melody mean when she said y'all should ask why that is? Like, what is this big freaking secret that everybody has been holding on to? Is this it? Is this it that Martell, might enjoy both sides of the thigh? You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Is this it or nah?
But it was a local guy, we moved around in 2001, my freshman year of college. I didn't know Marsau. It was way before my marriage. We're talking about something that happened 23 years ago. And then for him to say, oh, I saw it, I'm like, really? Because the word around town in Huntsville was that Martell liked boys who was in college. So he didn't see anything. And if he did see something, he was sneaking in a room or a hidden tape was somewhere because he didn't see anything. I'm like, why? I just don't understand why he would say that, why he would throw me in the middle of that. And so him and Marsau was going back and forth. Unfortunately, edits didn't show what Marsau said, but they showed what Martell said. So you guys really didn't see or hear everything that Marsau was saying to him because Marsau was dropping receipts and he was naming guys who Martell have slept with in Huntsville.
Is that okay? We gotta say a legend.
No, it's not a legend. It's not a legend. Because Carlos, let me tell you. So you guys have known, you said that I've been quiet. I know a lot more than what I say. And for years, Marsau have been like, no, T, don't do that. No, T, don't do that. And we really have been trying not to go there with Martell because I just don't want to be fighting with him. So, but at some point, you have to be like, enough is enough. Like, leave us alone. Stop it. We don't say nothing about you when we do. So, yes.
Okay. So someone said, I don't know why Melody said, you should ask yourself why. My opinion is that Marty really wanted or wants to punish her for leaving him. Well, I don't know either, but what I can say is it sounds like there's more than one videotape out there. According to what Tisha just said, there's more than one videotape. Okay, that's number one. And number two, we've heard Martell call Melody out of her name more than once. Okay, more than once on the TV show, in interviews, on he would write it out and post. We've never heard him call Ariane out of her name. Not at all. So did Tisha just admit that Marsau actually seen the revenge P? I don't know if that was an admission. It sounds like she said that Martell has shown things to everybody. That's what she said. So I'm gonna let you just figure that part out for yourself. Okay. But it does not matter. I'll tell you what does matter. Melody has to be the one to push the button. It is Melody has to be the one to push the button. Okay. And then we'll see what happens from there. But if this goes to court in February, and right now it's because he threatened her. If it goes to court in February, then Melody has to be the one to communicate whatever it is that she needs to communicate to the DA, just like she did last time, and let him know that he is still calling her when he shouldn't be. Let's see. When Tisha said, no, it's not alleged, did Carlos say, I know? I don't think he said I know, but I don't know. Let me see. Her husband told Carlos Tisha cheated last. Her husband told Carlos Tisha cheated last. Keep it real. And in college, he still watched them in college. Okay. I think sometimes, I'm not really sure what you guys are referring to. Some things that I'm not paying attention to because I'm not sure if it's serious or not. I think maybe you guys are discussing that. I personally don't think Tisha has ever gone outside of her marriage. I think that they were talking about college and they didn't get married. They didn't get married in college. It was after. I don't even think Tisha and Marsau knew each other in college. So, sorry about that. I don't know it. Tisha said that Martell has shown videos or pictures to everybody.
You always seem to be at the crossfires of all of this, right? Like the thing with you, you seem to be like the innocent bystander when the guys get into it.
Has Martell ever called Ariana hoe? Has he ever said that she's fucked all his boys? If you've heard him say that, put it in the chat, because I've never heard him say that. But he could have. He said a whole lot of things. But outside of a peasant, have you ever heard Martell say that type of stuff about Ariana?
Did you feel like at that moment it should have just stuck between the guys and your name should not have been brought in? Did you feel? Because right? I want to hear from Dustin and Tamara too about that too.
Yeah, I had nothing to do with that. Like Marsau and Martell was going at it, and I'm like, hey, y'all go at it. I'm just sitting there. The only time I said something when he was like, oh, I have the receipts, Tisha, if I was you, I want to sit too. I was like, well, show it. So he pulled me in it, and I was really trying not to go there. I was laughing it off. I'm like, okay, y'all, here we go, because I had to take my daughter to dance right after that scene. So I was really ready to go. But I'm like, I don't understand why every time Martell gets into it with Marsau, he's pulling me in it.
So I don't understand either. I said to you guys a couple of times that there's something going on with Martell and Tisha. He doesn't seem to really like Tisha, in my opinion. Let's see. Nope. Only heard the word peasant comment. That's all I've ever heard too. But I've heard him call Melody out of her name, and out of her name, I mean, calling her, she's a whore or hoe. I heard him say that. I heard him say that on the show when he said, you effed all my boys. That was when he went to go pick up the kids' book bags and she wouldn't let him in the house. And then she said, why is your, girlfriend talking about my medical history and stuff like that? He said it on interviews. He said it in posts. He said a couple of things. He's gone very low and dirty. So that's what I meant when I said that he calls her names, and I've never heard him call Ariana name. I've never heard him call her anything outside of peasant. And he seems to get upset when other people call her names.
Dustin, Tamara, y'all might be quiet. Y'all
Look, I was about to say this.
Y'all saw the episode. Go ahead.
For me, I can.
It was definitely a get back at Marsau, for sure. Hold on.
If I'm watching as a viewer, I thought it was disrespectful from a man and a woman's point of view, going back and forth. She shouldn't have to do that.
Yeah, and it was extremely disrespectful. And I'm like, and that's my whole thing. I was telling Martell, I was like, you're so disrespectful, guy. Like, you have no respect for females. Like, none.
He don't have no respect for y'all, period. And I think that was what we saw. Let's zoom out a little bit, right? When you're an adult and you have a grievance with someone, you can stand on your grievance in conversation while you are getting to the bottom of things. You can say, hey, I have a problem with you, and it's because you did this to me, and you can talk through that. Once you start trying to dish out information and tell secrets about people, you're attempting to sway the perception of that person in the eyes of everybody else that's around, and usually that's rooted in some sort of guilt. I thought it was reprehensible the way that Martell was speaking at that in them practice jerseys with them pastel balloons. That was the ashiest balloon arch I've ever seen in my life. I thought that it was reprehensible. Now, second of all, there's a definite line. I thought that Tisha and Marsau, I think y'all had the patience of Job at that park pavilion, underneath that pavilion that day. There's a line that exists when it comes to disrespect. Martell happily crossed the line. Now, I also think we got the most honest statement we've ever gotten from Martell in that scene in his confessionals, where he said, if you do something that make me feel some kind of way, I'm going to try my best to hurt you. I'm going to try my best to get you and make you feel what I feel. That did not say whether it was warranted or not. That didn't mean whether you had wronged him. That just means that he's a vindictive person when it comes to scenarios like that, as we've seen on TV. I don't know him personally, talking about what I saw on the television. And I thought it was insane for the vulgar sexual nature of the accusations he was making. Those were direct darts to hurt Marsau, his ego.
Yeah. He was trying to get Marsau out of character.
Yes, he was trying to get Marsau out of character because he was completely out of character and completely out of line, and nobody helped. It was time for Destiny to put them cards down. This was not a talk show moment. Put them cards down. Nobody's really answering the questions anyway. And they need to talk that out. This was not a playful, fun situation that could have been refereed. That was serious business. And that's why Letitia is sitting up here saying the things that she's saying tonight. Right. Because Martell took it there in that conversation. Now, these are sirens in Harlem, so I'm a mute.
Okay. So that is a fact. Tisha's retaliating because Martell was so vindictive in the shit that he was saying that she's got to get it out. She's going to get it out no matter what. So that is exactly what is happening. He did say she was a peasant and she was a lowlife. Okay. Do you think that that is equivalent to the things he's called male? I think that Martell is afraid of what Ariane would bring up about him. Well, child, he should be afraid of what Tisha's about to bring up about him, because I think at this situation, this is about as low as it goes. They are here. They are here. A lot of people have been saying, that Tisha and Marsau are being positioned to be the lead of the show. That's what a lot of people are saying. Maybe he felt some kind of way about that, and he was trying to knock Tisha and Marsau down a peg or two. Perhaps that's why. I mean, it's a lot. Let's listen to the rest of it.
I'm just kind of bracing myself, man, and I hope they find their way back to each other, because I like it when y'all care.
Okay, so let me start off by saying they did ask about, let's see, I know the fuck y'all not trying to let Tisha off the hook, vulgar or not. Truth spoke. So I don't know if you were in the chat earlier, Tony, because I did ask that as a poll question, if you thought that Tisha went too low. The majority of the people said that Martell got what he deserved, but I did ask it as a question when you guys first came in, when I first opened up the chat. So you may have missed that part. But yeah, people are letting Tisha off the hook. They're letting Tisha off the hook. They said that he deserved what he got. At the end of the day, Tisha saying, listen, Martell has always been this person. And this is something that we have to take into account. Martell shows up on the screen, right? He fooled a lot of the viewers. Just like he probably fooled people in person. Martell has always been a certain kind of guy. The thing is, everyone around him covers for him, right? Do y'all agree with that? Including Melody at some point, because this is who he is. This is how he fights back, the whole nine. So if she was said, I think she said she had been with him for over 14 years. For over 14 years, that had been her reality. Anybody who was a friend of hers or whatever the case may be, when you watch those early shows, one of the things Melody said is, me and Martell fight all the time, but when it comes to business, we know how to put whatever our differences are aside until we get what we need to get done. That means if we are showing up at a speaking engagement or receiving an award for anything or whatever those things are, they knew how to, make it look cute for everybody and not really share the real. That is what she said to everybody on screen. And a lot of what people are mad at right now is, Tisha, you guys haven't been giving us the real. You guys are faking the funk. That's what Kimmy said at the beginning. She said, Melody is not a genuine person. Like, all of these people are living the same exact life on some level. And I find it hilarious. But Tisha was asked about the scene with her and Melody on Saturday, where Melody, came for Tisha about Maurice, and she said she actually thought the scene was funny. She said it was no big deal, and Dustin is giving his opinion on it.
I'm just kind of bracing myself, man, and I hope they find their way back to each other, because I like it when y'all care about each other, Tisha. I don't like it when we see that kind of stuff. And so
I like fun shade. I don't like below the belt shade. I like the fun shade. We're like, listen, we know we have to have some shade. We don't throw fun shade, but when you go below the belt, that's a different thing. And at the end of the day, the whole situation, that's their situation. They have to stop putting it on other people. Like, marriage is hard, and we have a lot of issues within our marriage, but we have to keep addressing this whole cheating allegation, and that's not our freaking problem. I'm like, can we focus on how hard this man works? And I feel like he's always working, and he's a workaholic, and he don't spend enough time with me and the kids. Like, can we focus on something like that? Because that's my problem. The cheating allegation is not my problem, but it can be a man, like.
Okay. So basically, Dustin said that he could tell there's a real problem with Kimmy and Melody. And he said that he hopes that they figure it out because he likes them better when they're all, the core six is working as a cohesive unit. And Tisha said that she wants people to stop talking about Marsau cheating. She said her problem is that he's a workaholic and he's not around for her and the kids. That's her problem. Tony is very upset. Listen, Tony, all I can say is if you would like to, discuss it, I can drop the link and you can come up and share your thoughts on it. But here's the thing. We kind of talked about it. We talked about it yesterday. We talked about it on Saturday night. I put up the poll at the beginning. I am playing it. I'm telling you what she said. It is a get back to Martell. It's a get back. It is what it is. And we will see how the fallout happens for her. Because I said when Martell was doing it, the fallout was that he may not be, in a good place with working under people's licenses. But we will see. He's putting a horrible name out for himself out there in Huntsville. It's a very small community from what I'm understanding. So I don't know. You're invited up if you'd like to give your thoughts. I don't know. Are you Martell? Because I've never seen your name in my chat before. So sometimes people be pretending to be other people, child. And if that's the case, you can speak your mind if you feel like it. But the truth of the matter is every action gets a separate but equal reaction. That's how it works. It is very much science 101. Everybody should know that by now. Everybody should know that by now. Tisha says stop hitting low at her and she'll stop hitting low at everybody else. Let's see. Season 1, they talked about Melody and Martell's marriage and asked them about cheating. Why is it okay for them and not why is it okay to talk about Melody and not talk about them? Okay, so let's see if we can get on the same page. I believe it was season 5. They revealed that they made a pact not to talk about marriage. They made a pact not to talk about marriage. And then Melody and Martell, season 1, episode 1, they're talking about their own marriage. They're talking about Melody brings up the respectful cheating thing at the table. Everybody's looking a little awkward. Tisha makes the comment that Melody had smacked the hell out of Martell for calling Melody out of her name. Martell is boring a hole into Tisha. This is all episode 1. This all goes down episode 1. Later, there is a special that's had about the season. I think it comes on right after the season goes off. And in that episode, a producer is telling everyone how this conversation started. They said, we were really shocked that Melody and Martell started talking about their marital problems. They did not expect it. They didn't expect them to do it. Melody started talking about it. And he said, well, if they're going to talk about it, everybody is going to talk about it. We want to get everybody in it. And that's how it started. But when they show up on the screen, from what I'm understanding, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, Melody has since said, even on the episodes, I forgot what episode, maybe season 7, she said, me and Martell were broken up. We had already gotten divorce attorneys. I had moved out of the house. We were living separately. They appear to have been in different relationships, right? Melody was in a relationship with someone. Even if it was a rebound, she was moving on. Martell was in a relationship with Ariana, I'm assuming. They get the call that the show has been greenlit and they decide to come back together. And I don't even know how long the time in between that was, between finding out, oh, we got this show. Like, was it a month? Was it 2 months? We don't know. But they went from going their separate ways after 5 years or whatever many years of cheating, going their separate ways. and then coming back to do the show and trying to mend things. But when they have that pact, when they go and have that dinner with the Scotts are told, don't talk about us breaking up, don't talk about Martell having an affair, whatever these things are, so that we can just do the show this way. So when Tisha them, and this is according to Tisha them, okay, when they come onto this show, they are blindsided because they said they were not aware that this show was going to be about marriage. And I think Marsau said he sent Carlos King a scathing email when they told him they're changing the name. Sent a scathing email saying, absolutely the F not. I don't want this to be about marriage. But now all of a sudden, these couples who were expecting something different are now being put into a different reality. Melody and Martell, absolutely. They had a crazy journey on this show, but they also had a crazy journey outside of the show. They were aware of their situations, like they knew what was going on and what they were bringing to the show. They kind of had worked through some of it conversation-wise. Tisha, Kimmy, Maurice, Marsau, they may not have done it the same way. This may have been a shock. This might have been like, oh my God, we're really in this. And now people are saying that our husbands are having an affair. Okay, Sean said she is not a victim. She said something. Is Martell wrong? Absolutely. And he needs to grow up and move on with his life. But Tisha and Marsau have done their share of dirt. Okay. I'm just telling you from my perspective. When I watch stuff, I try to give everybody all sides, okay? Because at the end of the day, when I hang up my computer, when I close it tonight, I'm going to bed. I won't be thinking about this shit no more. I get it, but these people's lives aren't my life. And as Tisha pointed out, when I played that first part of the audio, she makes a hell of a lot of money. So when I hear people say they get a lot of money to talk about this stuff, I don't actually think about it the same way. Okay. I don't think of them as anybody as a victim at that point. I think that they're all volunteering their life and their information. Good for them.
I didn't go get help at first. I was like, I can deal with this. Let me just pray about it, meditate and figure out what's going on with me. But I really did have to step out and get like a therapist to talk to say, hey, this is what I'm going through. How do I navigate this? It was tough. And I did want to quit the show. But then I was like, God put me in this position for a reason. Like, if I couldn't handle it, why am I here? So it has to be something bigger than me. So I figured I had to just grow tough skin because I've never had a group of people like me to me. I've always been a likable person. I was a cheerleader from middle school to high school. Yeah, I was with the cool kids. I was with the kids that's not so cool. I was the favorite in my family. I've never received hate and people just not liking me. So I really didn't know how to deal with that. And then on top of that, coming from my marriage. So yeah, it was a lot.
Okay.
I didn't go.
Okay, so that's just her explaining. At the end of the day, Tisha was, and everybody has said this about Tisha. Tisha was very spoiled. Tisha was very protected. Tisha did live in a bubble of some sort, right? Nobody, whatever her reality was her reality. When she came on the show, just expecting everybody to, just play out the way it was playing out, she did get hit with a different type of reality. I agree. This is TV, not reality. She said that tonight. Okay. There really does need to be some sort of reality show boot camp. Do you think there should be a boot camp? I think that every show plays out differently. The difference with this show is these people weren't really friends when they showed up on screen. They had given each other rules and they broke the rules, period. The rules got broken and everybody started doing their own thing. And then everybody was given a different set of reality. Okay. They're willing to destroy a good show because of their egos, because of jealousy. Who's willing to destroy a good show? Because I'm going to say the blame falls on all of them. Whatever they said the show was supposed to be, all of them broke the rules. First year cast members struggle with social media negativity. That's true. I agree with that. But I also think that the social media on this show only, was really different from any other show. There was two things that happened while these cast members, all of them, all six, were on the show. Number one, we got Ariane. Ariane started dropping all kinds of tea, right? And it was being talked about everywhere. So things that Melody never addressed, because let's talk about it. Melody never addressed the stuff that Ariane was saying on her YouTube channels or, you know, in interviews, and she shouldn't have. I'm not even saying that that's the case, but I am saying that that nasty shit that was going on did change the show. It changed what people wanted to see. It changed what people wanted to hear, and people were judging Melody. People were judging Martell based on the things that we heard, right? So that happened. Do y'all agree with that? The other thing that happened was Martell appeared to have been feeding Ariane stories about Marsau and Maurice and how they were cheating. Right? And that a different story was coming out. It felt like every month from season whatever, like the beginning of the show, season 1 or 2, all the way through season 6. All of these stories were dropping all of the time. And it was about orgies and, you know, a different girl every week and how dumb Tisha was and you name it. And people were watching the stuff on the internet and wondering why it did not make it to the show. And someone said that to me just earlier today. They said, why didn't she tell her real life? I'm like, I'm not sure she knew how to talk about it, but I do know that no one talked about it. Let's see. Kay Avery said, some of y'all need to get a clue. Why? What happened? What happened, Kay Avery? I'm interested. What's the clue, girl? The things that did make it to the show was the baby conversation, that Marsau had an outside baby. And I think Tisha's brother asked him, I heard you had another baby on my sister or something like that. And then Tisha addressed it with him. That made it to the show. That back pic where he was supposed to have had an affair in Atlanta. Marsau was supposed to have had slept with some woman in Atlanta and then said he was with Chris Fletcher. And Chris said, no, you weren't with me. I left at this time. I went to New York with my wife. That was a part of the show. What else was a part of the show? There was something else that I forgot about. The guy trip. Okay, there was the guy trip conversation. I don't remember. Oh, the linebacker. Right. So the linebacker conversation ended up coming to the show. And Ariane said, for a fact, I know both of them were with someone, Marsau and Maurice. And then that ended up coming onto the show. So those did come on the show. They just didn't leave it on the show. They wrapped them storylines up. Unlike Martell's storyline that just keeps going and going and going. And the reason why it keeps going is because, like I said, there's help. There's someone on the outside who keeps bringing it to the show. I think the only thing I ever heard Melody bring to the show that Ariane might have talked about is her medical diagnosis when she said the thing about COVID. And she was talking to Stormy about it. And she said, why did that happen? You know, why is he letting her talk about me? Thank you. I appreciate that, Sean. That's what I remember. But if this stuff isn't happening, if Tisha's saying to you, this shit ain't my real life, I don't know what this is. I mean, you just got to roll with it. It hasn't stopped us from talking about it, though. Every day, Monday through Sunday, 365 days a year, people still talk about it and nobody believes her. Nobody believes her. So if you're waiting for her to say, yes, you guys on social media are right, you're never going to get it. You're never going to get it. But the show itself, the reason why people are unsatisfied with it is because there has been a machine a machine that's been working outside of this show, and it has been cooking every single season, all the way up through this last season. And I said it was season 6. I think it was season 7, because that's the last time we heard that audio where, you know, it was discussed that that RP tape or picture was out there. All the way through season 7, that machine was running. And all of a sudden it stopped. This is the first time we got a stop. And even then, you know what else happened? Last year, Tisha's makeup artist became the subject. Marsau is sleeping with the makeup artist. And the receipts came out, you know, alleged receipts, I should say, came out about that. The boyfriend, the barber, came out and said his little part. And then, you know, the girl left on bad terms with Tisha. But Marsau and Tisha's marriage has really been on the chopping block on this show. Ever since season 2, it has been talked about. Now, she may not say the things you guys want to hear, but it definitely has been talked about. Melody did say that she wished she would have married a real man and not a queen. Okay. See, some of y'all remember some stuff. But yeah, we have to just, sometimes we just forget. Sometimes we forget, and that's okay. But as a blogger, for me, as someone, a content creator, I always have to remember what I saw on the show versus what happened on the internet, because those are two different worlds. So every time the Scotts come on, my brain shrinks because they be hiding and lying. Too delusional. I hear you, child. Okay, so this is what she had to say when she was asked, has any woman ever came and addressed you about Marsau and said that he's cheating?
20 women, 20. Have he ever stepped to you? DM, you're on national television.
Never.
Your DMs, your friends, your family. Where are these women? You cannot tell me that someone would not say something.
Yeah, nobody has ever stepped to me. Nobody has DM'd me. Nobody has said anything. The only thing, and I did a live with this lady, she was Mel's hairstylist. She came to me and she said, Tisha, they was trying to pay me $10,000 to come on the show and lie and said I slept with Marsau. She was like, now, I ain't gonna lie to you. Had it been a little bit more, I probably would have done it. But she was like, $10,000, that's not worth me messing up my bitch. Honest to God, truth. She said it. Me and her, I was like, I don't know what to tell you. Those are your friends. Wow. She was hurt. She was disappointed. We did a whole live together because I was like, well, I don't mind clearing it up because that's not okay. But yeah, that's the only person that came to me and said anything.
And one thing I can honestly...
Okay. So she said that the only person who's ever come to her to say anything was Alonda, and she said that she was paid. And for what I'm understanding, Alonda was introduced when Melody said, this is my hairdresser. She said, this is also Martell's cousin. And she said something like, I'm gonna be honest, I found out, or he found out that she was his cousin on the day we met, or the same day we met, something to that extent, which let me know that they weren't really cousins. And I think Melody even said that. She said they're not cousins. Okay, so they're not cousins. They're not related whatsoever. But wouldn't it be interesting, you guys? I'm just giving y'all a scenario, okay? I always when I review this show, I've always said that it felt like Marsau would go home and pillow talk to Tisha. Same with Maurice, probably pillow talk to Tisha and Kimmy about what Martell was doing, right? Martell is out, he's cheating, he's whatever. And I feel like Martell went home and pillow talked too, to Melody. Could they have exaggerated the stories? Yes. Could they have just been bold-faced lying? Yes. To cover their own ass? Absolutely. But the truth of the matter is, it was the men all the time. And based on what Martell said on Saturday, he really was the one who started the whole shit. Is her last name Holt? Because I thought in that exchange where they were fighting back and forth, Melody said, that's not your cousin. But anyway, long story short, this shit has been, I know, again, they never talked about businesses. The comeback group, whatever the group was called, never built anything. It did not happen. Marsau actually did, because we got to see black start off as, slants and steel, a building. And even when he had the soft opening, Melody was like, "You still haven't finished this shit yet?" Like she was cussing him out about finishing it. But we saw that building get erected, right? Or whatever he was doing, gutting it out and putting up the walls. I guess he's building the house on bedrock. That's happening. What else has he done? I think we saw something with Kimmy's office, Kimmy and Maurice's office. They were building that out and getting it painted and stuff like that. But we haven't seen anything else. You said Mel and Martell built 2 houses. Did we see them build the houses? Let Alonda come and tell us that there is a receipt. I need to see the receipts because I'm tired of the lying from the Scotts. She's not coming. She does not want to be a part of this this shit show called social media, and I don't blame her. Turning someone's life upside down to prove that they slept with somebody is never going to happen. Never, 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 never. You said that it's not on the show. No, we didn't see them build the houses on the show. Okay, I didn't see them build the houses on the show. I've seen Martell stand on job sites before. I think he did with that guy, Fred. He stood there, and then there was a scene where he stood with Chris Fletcher and one other person. I don't remember who, though. But I've never seen any houses built. We've seen Melody with the property preservation class, but that's it. I don't think that's never going to be the show. It just wasn't the show first season. It didn't happen. I mean, we have to see, y'all. Don't get your hopes up, because I think a lot of time people get really excited. This is all hearsay. So you can't really force people to have these conversations. Something illegal needs to happen, and that's how you push them in it. When Martell sent that stuff to Melody, something illegal happened, so she was able to go to the police. That's it. If something got posted where it wasn't supposed to be posted, that's illegal. And they sold one of the homes. Okay. Do the Scotts have any receipts? What do you want the Scotts to have receipts about? Martell? Like, tell me what you're referring to. What's up, Lexington, Kentucky? Birds of a feather flock together. Why Tisha exposing Martell? Her husband went on boys' trips with him. Well, Latonia, you have to go back and watch episode 6. Season 9, episode 6 will give you everything you need to know. He embarrassed the hell out of her. She felt like she needed to defend herself or retaliate. That's what it was. She retaliated. Well, who's going to admit to it? Lies, more lies. So right now, all of us have talked about this tape, and some of us have talked about it so much you would think that we saw the tape. But I better not get any knocks on my door from any police department. Nobody better call my phone and ask me anything, because I don't know. You feel me? So saying that this person has shown someone something is hearsay, and it does not mean anything. That they won't even let it into a court. You can go down and say, hey, I know a person who said this, but that's not enough. That's not going to get you anywhere. Now, if somebody said, listen, I know for a fact that it was on this website and over 1 million people saw it and I can prove it, that would be different. I know for a fact this happened, that'll be different. But there's a whole bunch of internet sleuths who I'm sure tried to figure it out and find it, and they haven't found a damn thing. And Melody hasn't told anybody or released anything either, outside of her saying that, yes, she did do it with her husband at the time. No. And so what does this do when you say, I've seen the tape? What does this do? Is there anybody in the chat who knows how the police work? Because Ariane said she saw the tape too. And when Melody went down to the police station, he said the most we can do is issue a warrant for Martell. It has to start there. Do y'all remember what she said on Carlos King's page? If you went to the podcast event, her comment was the only thing she could do, even though there is an audio tape of Ariane saying, I saw it, I sent it to my sister, I did this. The most you could do is pick up Martell, who was the owner. It was in his possession. And then when they got them there, they said, well, what can we charge them with? This is the legal thing. They didn't even charge him with actual revenge P. They actually have a penal code for that. Like they could have actually put that. I mean, if it fit their realm, and they didn't give him that charge. They gave him a harassing communication charge, not a revenge P charge. I think every state has a revenge P charge, and he did not receive it. So you have to, that's why I'm saying we kind of got to think about this just a little bit, because things get a little topsy-turvy. Okay, so yeah, Tisha did say it. I believe Ariane said it. I believe Melody said when she was asked the same question at the podcast. I can't do anything with Ariane. They told me that's not something that I can do, that we would have to start with Martell. And then if more things are exposed and that becomes that becomes a part of the investigation, things they want to get to know a little more about, then they can do it that way. But outside of that, these people are protected. Ari said that she had the tape and was willing to send it to that blogger. Yep. Melody heard the same tape. From what I'm understanding, it dropped in May of 2023. She put charges on Martell in July of 2023. So the reason why these people, there's nothing, that's not a whole lot. Thank you, Pacino. I'm glad somebody remembers. Yes, Melody did say that. Having a trial, I believe, changes everything. Well, we will see, child. I heard that the trial is supposed to last maybe 2 weeks or some shit like that. So we'll see if something different happens, okay? Right. We see more off the show than we do on the show, correct. But sometimes a lot of stuff gets, it gets conflated because people will think that the things that happen off the show is happening on the show. And it may not be. It may not be on the show, right? If Tisha didn't say that Marsau was calling out guys' names, we wouldn't have known it. So think about that. Think about all the stuff that you watch on the show that, we just may not ever see or hear. And that's all TV, by the way. That's not just Carlos King's production. They film for hours, hundreds of hours. Okay. Probably, I hate to exaggerate it, but it could be like 700, 900, who knows, maybe thousands of hours worth of TV is summed up, or filming is summed up to a 40+ minute episode. Minus the commercials, it's 40 something minutes. That's it. And y'all watch TV like that all the time. You just get frustrated with Lovemir Tutsville for some reason. Love your chat, but we must wait on the law. I mean, you can wait on the law, or you can have a little common sense. If Ariane literally said the reason why Melody put charges on Martell, the shit happened in August 2022, and she said, I was willing to let it slide. Those were her words. I was willing to let it slide. But after I heard that audio, I said, I'm tired of y'all effing with me. I'm tired of you messing with me. And therefore, I'm going to go on down to the police department and do what I need to do. She said she had to call in her makeup artist because she did not want to talk herself out of it. She said her brother said if Martell would have apologized, you would have accepted it. You would have let it go. So a lot of people keep pushing everybody. You should do this. You should do this. You're this. You're... Child, everybody sounds like they have a little bit of a soft spot. Melody just popped Martell's cherry in July. And even then she said, child, she didn't even say, listen, y'all can go pick him up right now. she said, go ahead and we'll just wait and have him picked up. We'll wait and have him picked up. Okay. The magistrate said we can go to his house right the fuck now and bring him in. And she said, nah, don't bring him in now. We'll wait it out. We'll just let the Lord take care of it. And he didn't get arrested until January. He didn't get arrested until January, okay? Now, let me just tell y'all, let me get my phone out so I'll make sure that I'm reading this correctly. It's all making sense on the reunion stage. What reunion stage? Tell me what you're talking about. What reunion stage? Chronic. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. If y'all just go back and watch it, it'll change your perspective. It'll change your perspective. I swear to God. His time is coming. Where can the show go from here? That's a good question. That's a good question. I don't know. There is no show that plays exactly the way it's filmed. Absolutely no show. And you know what's crazy? All of y'all know that. All of y'all know that. Y'all just put a different set of rules on this show. Tony said, I shot an advertisement for college and it took 10 hours and they only showed 30 seconds. That's 1000% correct. I used to live in St. Louis where they were filming Sweetie Pies. It was right up the street from my house. And we would go there and we would, we'd see them film all the time. We never were on the show though. But it's amazing to see what gets filmed versus what gets put on TV. We used to see Tim all the time. My husband and Tim went to the same gym. So it was really weird to see all those charges and all the crazy things he did to his cousin. That wasn't his cousin. That was his nephew. Mel said that she had filed because she found out about the plot. She thought it was just a pic he sent her and was going to let it go. But once she heard there was a plot, she was done. Yeah, I don't remember hearing her say that. You may have heard her say that. I didn't hear that part. I heard her say that when the audio came out, she said that she was tired of them fucking with her. That's what I remember her saying. But you could have heard her say something too. The thing is, Martell isn't charged with he's not being charged with distributing the video. That's not what he's being charged with. He's being charged with what he sent to her during the fight they had in August of 2022. It was a text message. They were going back and forth on their IG, right? Martell would post something, Melody would post something. Then he went offline to send her something directly. We didn't know what it was he sent to her. We didn't get that picture. We didn't get any of that information. In fact, it was real cryptic when Melody had posted it. When she made this post, Revenge P, really? I pay attention to the promises, not threats. I had 4 kids with you some kind of way, right? Hashtag whack. When she posted that, I remember thinking, what the hell? When did this happen? I didn't even know what she was talking about. I didn't even know what she was talking about. And then, then August, that was August of 2022, when I think it was May of 2023, when all that stuff came out. And I was like, you kidding? Like, I literally said, how horrible is Martell's luck? Like, that was the perfect storm to have all of those things line up. All of them. Something that happened to you in August of 2022. And then this woman who lived in Detroit just happened to talk to Martell's girlfriend, get this tea, and then ended up sharing it to whoever, Melody. I think she said she ended up talking to Melody after. But to have all of that happen in that little, span of time, that is wild to me. If that happened to me, I would become a nun. I would be done with whatever. I would never, because that means that there's something happening in your life that just ain't right. To have somebody, how coincidental to have this girl be so random that, oh, I like your hair, or whatever, however their conversation started. And she said they only talked to each other maybe a handful of times. And then she ends up moving to Huntsville, working with Tisha, coming on the show, exposing this whole entire plot, talking about it to Melody. And then this blogger says, oh, I remember her having conversations with me about it. I had to go back into my files because I taped every one of our conversations. And then she ends up releasing that. That is insane to me to this day. I mean, oh my God. Carson told her about the plot and when. But just again, yeah, I used to get a whooping for this memory, child. You know how I was the kid who'd be like, no, it didn't happen like that, blah, 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 blah. And somebody would be looking at me like, girl, why are you here? You're in grown folks' business. Get out. It hasn't always worked for me, shit. But sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes when you're looking at stuff, if you guys would be looking at these pieces, the way they move, oh my God, it is absolutely wild. But that's why I said it's beneficial to kind of go back and look at the show, because you watch it with a different pair of eyes. And those first couple of seasons, I swear that they were absolutely fantastic. They were absolutely fantastic. And not only that, I know a lot of people give this show shit, but I think Love and Marriage would probably be studied like as a part of someone's sociology class, like, later in life. Like, it'll be a college course about how this show started and how the fans glommed onto it. And then also the age group of the fans and how everybody's so connected to this show. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. Like, you guys really are a part of history. Like, if you're a millimeter, you should be like happy that you're a part of history and that people are talking about you, because it's going to be forever. Like, that is pretty cool. Even though it seems bad, it's like really cool to be a part of history. But I understand it's sensitive right now, but y'all are going to be talked about whether you like it or not, whether it's on the show or in somebody's sociology class. It's going to happen. Let's see. All right, y'all. I think that's pretty much it. That's all I have. But yeah, right now what we are watching is pretty crazy, but Tisha has let the cat out the bag. Marsau was nowhere in the room, child. And she looked really cute over there. She got her hair done new and had her little makeup and eyebrows done, child. She was ready to kill, and she did. So now we just need to see if anything else comes out or if it's going to stay quiet. But yeah, That's it. Is it sociology? Isn't it sociology like a social experiment? I know what I'm talking about, clone. Okay. So anyway, you guys, that is it for me. Okay. I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. Hit my like button on your way out. Follow me on all my platforms at DYANAROZAY. Okay. That's pretty much it. I will see you on the next one. Thank you to all my moderators and everybody who joined the show. Bye-bye.